So it has finally happened. After months of rumors, endless debates, and speculation from every corner of the media, the DVLA has just confirmed a rule change that nobody saw coming. A change that is turning the driving world upside down, especially for seniors. Now, imagine this for a moment. Pensioners, legally behind the wheel without a driving license. Yes, you heard that right. Driving without a license. Sounds impossible? Like something out of a headline-grabbing tabloid story? Well, it's not only possible, it's happening. And this announcement has sent shockwaves through the United Kingdom. And this is where it gets really important. Before anyone starts celebrating, let me make something absolutely clear. This is not a blanket rule that gives every single senior free rein to drive without a license. Far from it. The DVLA has drawn up 7 strict rules, a framework that decides who qualifies and who doesn't. Miss even one of these conditions, and you're out. Fail to follow them properly, and you're facing penalties that could be devastating. That's why this isn't just exciting news, it's urgent news. Because for seniors and their families, this could mean the difference between maintaining independence or suddenly losing it all. And in this video, I'm going to break it down for you. We'll cover exactly what the DVLA has announced, the 7 rules that every pensioner needs to know, and what this means not only for seniors, but for the future of driving, safety, and independence in the UK. So buckle up, because what I'm about to share with you could change the way you think about age, driving, and freedom forever. But first, a quick favor. Please hit that like button right now, and subscribe with notifications turned on. That way, you'll always be among the first to know when life-changing updates like this drop. Alright, let's get into it. For years, one of the biggest fears among pensioners has been losing their driving license. Let's face it, getting older comes with challenges. And for many seniors, the thought of receiving that dreaded letter from the DVLA, informing them that their license is no longer valid, is terrifying. Because let's be honest, this isn't just about cars and roads. It's about identity. When you're able to get into your car on your own terms and go where you want, that represents freedom. It represents independence. It's being able to visit family without asking for a lift. It's being able to pop down to the shop, go to the doctor, or attend social events without feeling like a burden. Now, take that away, and life becomes smaller. For some seniors, it becomes isolating. Relying on others for every single journey can be disheartening, even depressing. That's why this DVLA announcement is so huge. Because instead of stripping away independence, it offers a pathway to keep it even without the traditional license card in your wallet. And this is the catch, it doesn't come without responsibility. This decision hasn't been made in isolation. The UK is facing an aging population. People are living longer, healthier lives. And many seniors in their 70s and even 80s are just as alert, capable, and safe behind the wheel as drivers decades younger. So the old approach, automatically treating seniors as unfit once they reach a certain age, has been criticized as outdated and unfair. This new framework from the DVLA reflects that reality. It's a recognition that age alone does not define ability. But it also acknowledges the risks. Because while many older drivers are safe, there are also real concerns about health, vision, and fitness to drive. That's why the DVLA has built in 7 very specific rules to make sure this system balances freedom with safety. Now, here's the part you've been waiting for. The DVLA is saying yes, some seniors can drive without a license, but only if they meet these conditions. Think of it as a trade-off, freedom in exchange for responsibility. Rule 1 sets the foundation: only those with a proven safe driving history and no disqualifications can even be considered. This isn't for reckless drivers or those with repeated offenses. Rule 2 through 4 address health. You must be medically fit to drive, pass eyesight standards, and meet DVLA-approved health checks. That means no ignoring medical advice or brushing symptoms under the rug. Rules 5 and 6 involve verification and procedure. Seniors will need to confirm their status through DVLA channels and may be required to carry proof of their eligibility at all times. And finally, Rule 7 is the enforcement rule. Break any of the above, and you're out. Penalties could include fines, insurance issues, and even bans. So while this may sound like a gift of freedom, it comes with very real strings attached. Let's bring this into focus with a real example. Picture a 74-year-old woman who has been driving since her early 20s. She's sharp, careful, and has never had so much as a speeding ticket. But last year, she worried her license might be revoked due to her age. That fear made her anxious, restless, and even reluctant to plan her future. Under the new rules, she could continue driving provided she meets the DVLA's conditions. That means she keeps her independence. She visits her grandchildren. She does her own shopping. She attends her social clubs. For her, this isn't just a bureaucratic update. It's a lifeline. Multiply that story by tens of thousands, and you see why this rule change could be one of the most impactful reforms for seniors in recent years. Now, let's zoom out. This decision isn't only about seniors. It has ripple effects across society. When seniors can still drive, they remain active consumers. They shop, dine, travel, and support local businesses. That activity boosts the economy. It also eases pressure on public services. Seniors who can transport themselves don't rely as heavily on social care or community transport systems. That's fewer resources stretched thin, and more engagement in local communities. So, while it looks like a driving update on the surface, in reality, this change is about far more. It's about strengthening society and respecting seniors' roles within it. Of course, not everyone is thrilled. Critics argue this opens the door to more accidents, putting younger drivers, cyclists, and pedestrians at risk. The DVLA, however, has addressed this head-on. Their stance is clear: the 7 rules are designed specifically to prevent unsafe driving. Seniors who do not qualify simply cannot drive under this system. And if they try, they'll face strict consequences. This isn't about lowering standards. It's about modernizing them. Now, let's talk about families. Sons, daughters, and grandchildren often struggle with the emotional conversation: should mum or dad still be driving? It's not easy. It can feel confrontational or even disrespectful. But with the DVLA's 7 rules in place, those conversations become clearer. Families can look at the criteria and objectively decide whether their loved one qualifies. It shifts the focus from opinion to facts. For many, that will bring peace of mind. So, what's the timeline? Don't expect seniors to be on the roads without licenses tomorrow morning. The DVLA is rolling this out gradually. Over the coming months, more details will be released, along with guidance for seniors, families, insurance companies, and even law enforcement. Awareness campaigns will be launched because misunderstandings could be dangerous. Some seniors might wrongly assume the rule applies to everyone over a certain age. It doesn't. And if they get it wrong, they could face fines, bans, or worse. That's why education is going to be critical. The DVLA can't just post one notice online. This will require TV, radio, newspapers, and community outreach to make sure everyone gets the message. Let's step back for a moment. This isn't just a rule change. It's a cultural shift. For too long, aging has been treated as a decline, as if seniors are automatically incapable once they hit a certain number. This reform says the opposite. It says, seniors deserve trust. Seniors deserve respect. Seniors deserve the chance to continue contributing provided it can be done safely. It's a recognition that older citizens are not burdens, but valued members of society who have given decades of service, work, and contribution. At the same time, it comes with a reminder: with freedom comes responsibility. The 7 rules are not optional. They exist to protect not just seniors, but everyone who shares the road. So, where does this leave us? If you're a senior approaching pension age, this could be life-changing. If you're a family member, it's time to stay informed and help your loved ones navigate these changes. If you're a younger driver, it's about understanding that the roads are evolving and respecting the balance of freedom and safety. One thing is clear, once these rules take full effect, the driving landscape in the UK will never be the same again. This isn't a small tweak hidden in government paperwork. This is a statement, a recognition, a milestone. And it all begins with those 7 rules. So stay informed, stay aware, and most importantly, make sure you or your loved ones know exactly what's required to benefit from this new system, because the difference between qualifying and not qualifying could change everything.